All right, so it's Monday. We will resume our uh, moon mythology, moon anything about the moon. So today we will discuss on moon mythology in Chinese mythology about the moon. Since it's Chinese New Year is coming on February 12th, so we'll talk about this. Okay. Now, okay, moon mythology. I will talk about the legends of the moon rabbit and the lunar New Year myth. Again, ethical consideration, and I'm not. Okay. Uh, Limitations of this topic. Now, let's first talk about the legends of the moon rabbit. Uh, Long time ago, there was a medicine maker in divine heaven. His name is Wugong. He's making the pills of immortality. Then one day and then the rules of it shall not give to mortals. But they said he accidentally gave a pill which angered the Jade Emperor as he was banished to a certain place that his task needs to cut down a tree. But once he cut down a tree, the tree grows back again. So he cannot cut down the tree entirely. Now, after that, the Jade Emperor needed a medicine maker. So he sent down three emissaries down to Earth to find who is the three worthy. Usually, as he gave the message, it should be an animal rather than a human. So three emissaries came down as they purposely transformed themselves to an old man, and then as the three emissaries said, begging for food in the wooden forest. Then a fox, a monkey, and a rabbit arrived. Uh, they gave the they gave food as the fox offered some food, monkey offered some bananas, but the rabbit didn't. So at the night, uh, while the three emissary who were transformed as an old man ate their food, which the fox and the monkey offered. Now the rabbit offered himself. Thus, rabbit jumps onto the fire and he said, cook himself. The three emissaries were shocked. So, wow, he offered his life for the three emissary. Thus, the three emissary brought the soul of the rabbit back to the Jade Emperor. Now, the Jade Emperor was surprised about the rabbit's sacrifice for the three emissaries. So, he granted the rabbit to be the medicine maker. As times goes by, the goddess of the west uh, approached to the rabbit for a medicine. Now, because on that time, the rabbit is the medicine maker. Now the goddess of the west asked for the rabbit for the pills of immortality, but the rabbit insisted, no, this cannot, this wouldn't, should not be given to a human. But the goddess of the west is a goddess herself. Thus, she did not plead, she commanded it. He said, Hang, give me some pill. Give me some pills of immortality. Thus the rabbit just surrenderedly and gave some pills of immortality. Again, by the report, it was reported or known by the Jade Emperor. Now, the Jade Rabbit was called back. So Jade said, "Okay, your punishment." But the rabbit itself pleaded and said, "It is my fault. It is my fault because he is also powerless against the goddess of the west." No, the rabbit said, "Oh, for my punishment, you banish me into the moon, so no one will ever get me or even have me take the medicine, as I can also make medicine but only for the Jade Emperor but not for other deities." Thus the Jade Emperor said, "Okay." Now the rabbit went to the moon, as it's there, it became its home base. Now that is the legend of the moon rabbit. Now there is a similarity this to a Japanese folk mythology about also about Kaguya the rabbit, which is also a moon rabbit. So we will talk about Japanese mythology about the moon next Monday. So hang out. And then I will also tell about the pop culture about the moon, Japanese, the Sailor Moon, Yaiba. Okay. Now next we talk about the Lunar New Year. So Nien, see this. Let Chinese say is Nien year. Long time ago, there was a dragon called Nien. And as he terrified the village every year terrified, he get some children and to the now one day, these are two versions. One day, there's an old wise man. They said went to the village and said, "Oh, I can help take out Nien." As the villager said, "Okay, please help us out." Now, how they did it, they used the gong sound as any cracking sound. As Nien arrives, they do a cracking sound, gong gong gong, cracking sound, anything sounds. As that time, Nien flew away and never returned. And the others version they said is the, the old man came to the village, but he went to a certain area and asked for food for and then young lady said, come in because the dragon will come. The dragon will come, so please have shelter." And then the young lady offered food. "Oh, you mean you have a dragon problem?" The old man said. "How to deal with this problem? We need to set a trap." As as the villagers said, "Okay, we will do this. We will do this." They held a meeting as the old man teach them about the trap. And that night, Nien passes by. So quiet. Then they open the door and surprise Nien with some gong sounds. Thus, with that energy of gong and any sounds, Nien flew away. Now, this story is similar to our own mythology in Philippines, Bakunawa story, the dragon who ate the moons. Thus, if you see, mythologies have similarities to our each country. So, which is why this is great for teaching, great for a good for learning in our own spirituality and our own for our own good. It is a good lesson. Okay, thus it is soothing for a lesson. Even it's a child's story, it's a much better story than any news you got. Okay, now recommendations, Legends of Houyi and Chang'e. I will talk about this on August, which is why they call it the Moon Festival. Japanese mythology about the moon, which is I will talk about it on Monday. It's Moon Day. Okay. Now, New Year Chinese zodiac. I will talk about this Friday. We'll see about that. Okay. I will make a special story about the Chinese zodiac. I will try to find about the ox since it's coming year the ox. I will tell about some myth about ox. The how can I say the animal spirit animal of the ox. We'll see some features there or myth about the ox. Okay. Hope I can do that by Friday. Now the reference of my stories here and upcoming reports. I will do this much on more on the moon mythology, moon mythology in not soon. I think I will do this more often, okay? So since we have much to tackle, I hope you enjoy this small story or the myth. I will try to do this weekly now since there I will try to make it a small content. Hopefully, so as they say, what's the moon? Okay, to be continued. See you next